Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hello. My name is Kat and I go by Wicked Cat Stitch here on YouTube as well as over on Instagram. This channel is where I show you my cross stitch and talk a little bit about me and my life and my process in the process. Yeah, that makes sense. And we have a good time here. So yeah, I hope you're wearing your comfy clothes. I hope you have a beverage, and I hope that you are ready to learn about some great new stitchers because we're going to hop right into my enabler spotlight. So I have notes this time, and for this video, I'm going to do my best to keep my eyes off the ceiling. Because I've noticed in my past couple of videos, I've been like looking for words on the ceiling. I promise you guys, there's nothing on the ceiling. It's just a ceiling. But I think that's just part of my like little things that I do when I'm thinking about words. I tend to look up at the sky. Just divine intervention. Someone give me the words. I don't know what that's about, but I'm going to try and rein that in. We'll see. So, enabler spotlight. Let's get right to it. First off, this one has been put off for a while, and I am so sorry about that, but Krista, the Shenandoah Valley Stitcher, you've got to go and follow her. She is in Virginia. She goes on hikes. She has like moderate spookiness, I would say, to her, but she does work on holiday. Kathy Barrick. She has a Poe wall, a wall of Poe, which I have been begging her to show us, but she hasn't yet. Maybe if you guys go over there and get on her and say, hey, we really want to see your Poe wall, maybe she'll show it to us. She has 4 videos up. She loves ladybugs, but guys, she needs more subs. She has like less than 50 subscribers. So go over there and give her a little bit of love. I'm sure she'd appreciate it. I know I will. Speaking of loving ladybugs, I actually have a ladybug tattoo on my shoulder because I was told that it is good luck if a ladybug lands on you. So she has one too, and I think that's amazing. So just a little something that we have in common, the ladybugs. Next person, Stitches and Spookies. This is Amanda. Super duper witchy, loves horror. She films in front of books just like I do. So of course I'm gonna like vibe with that. She has movie talk for like horror movies that she has been watching and that she has liked, and she usually talks about them at the end of her videos. I love that. So all of you horror people will love her. She does do a variety, but she's working on the Haunted Carnival by Flossy Fox Shop, which is so adorable and so spooky and so cute, and I just absolutely love it. So I'm definitely tuning in to follow her progress on that project. And I want to do a round robin with her and maybe a couple other gothy stitchers, witchy stitchers, spooky stitchers. So if you guys want to get in on a round robin with me, go ahead and leave notes down in the comments for me. And we'll see if we can arrange something, because I've never done a round robin and I really want to. Next up is Dace. I think their YouTube actual name is The Dace Man Zero. He's a youth worker with LGBTQIA plus youth, which is amazing. He's in Norfolk, England. He is also a Twitch streamer. He stitches on Twitch. He has been crocheting for like over 20 years, and he has also this amazing, huge blackwork project that he's working on. Stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like it before. So you will definitely want to go over and follow Dace. They are brand new. They put up their first Flosstube, I think, like a week or 2 ago. So you can get in at the very beginning. So go ahead and check out Dace. And then the last person that I want to talk to you guys about, a lot of you already know her. It is Kelsey from Stitch and Chill, Cross Stitch and Chill. She's been a Flosstuber since 2022, and she's in Colorado. She's doing Mini Masterpiece May because she didn't want to do a Mirror May, and she didn't want to do Mania, and she didn't want to do any of the other May hashtags. So she's doing Mini Masterpiece May. She picked out 7 of them, those little mini masterpieces. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody's seen them. So she picked out 7 that she's going to work on this month. And she also stitches on non-traditional patterns, which I love. I'm also a non-traditional girl. And yeah, she just has major chill vibes. She's a process stitcher, and gives a lot of her projects away when she's finished with them. I haven't really stitched a lot for other people, but I really do enjoy it. But I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard enough being a crocheter. I'll spend days, weeks, months making a blanket and then just give it away. I love that the person that receives it knows how much time and effort and everything that I put into it. But also, that's an awful lot of stitchy time to devote to somebody else. So it takes a good heart to do that. So we love her. So those are my enabler spotlight mentions for this video. One thing that I wanted to talk about as far as not doing anything in May for like No Mira May, No Mania, what I was thinking we could maybe do is like Murder May? Murder May? Can we do hashtag Murder May? I checked and it's not really used for cross stitch as far as I can see. It has been used in the past. And what I'm thinking for Murder May is, first of all, I don't want you to think that you have to stitch like a murder or a crime scene. That's not what I mean. Murder May can be like crows, because as we all know, a gathering of crows is called a murder. So it could be something with a crow in it for Murder May. Also, it could be an implementation of murder. So if there's a knife in your pattern, if there's some kind of something in your pattern, that would count. Also, like skulls or coffins or anything, a memorial piece, anything having to do with death in general. It doesn't have to necessarily be a murder. What do you guys think about that? I'm just floating the idea. I haven't like started anything official yet, and it's already May the 4th. By the way, May the 4th be with you. It is Star Wars Day to everyone who celebrates. Personally, I'm a Trekkie, but I can appreciate Star Wars and the gift that it has given to many generations of us sci-fi fans. So happy Star Wars Day to everybody. But yeah, so it's the beginning of the month, but I don't think it's too late to start a hashtag if nobody else is doing anything else in May. I don't want to inflict on what your May plans are, but for someone like me who's not doing any hashtag May nothing, and I'm on a buying freeze for May, Lord knows I have plenty of patterns that would qualify for Murder May. And if you do too, I would encourage you to join me in that. Just like leave a comment down below if you're interested. I'm just kind of trying to feel it out right now. You know, we're doing a little grope. We're doing a little consensual squeeze, okay? Just to see where we're all at. Next thing I want to show you is my one and only finish. I posted the finish on Instagram, but I have not posted a picture of the FFO. I was shaving. I was shaving the picture of the FFO for my Flosstube. And here it is. This is Nevermind by Quaternion Creations. And I love the frame that I put this in. This one was actually not thrifted. This one was a family picture frame that I inherited when a relative crossed the Rainbow Bridge. And yeah, so I've been saving it and I didn't know what to put in it, and I just think it works really well with this. So Quaternion Creations. And as for the thread that I used on this, the floss, it was just some random non-DMC floss that I got off of Amazon. And the Aida for this was so crunchy and so crispy and so awful. I had a bunch of 18 count oatmeal Aida that was just horrible, and I needed to work through it. And like, this is the last piece that will ever be made on that Aida. I am never using it again. It was just awful. Next up, we're going to talk about Wipgo. So I redid my Wipgo board just to make it prettier. Also because one of the projects that had been put on my Wipgo board has now been put aside. It hasn't been UFO'd, but it has been put aside. So I needed another project to put in its place. So I redid my Wipgo board, and this is what it looks like now. So my calls for last month were to work on Boho Moon and the Death Square, which I did. And I'm going to show those to you, and then I'm going to pop this back up in a second. So Boho Moon did get the required 1,000 stitches that it was needing. And right now we're at 65% on this one. And this has to be done by the end of the year because it is a present. So this is what she is looking like today. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. I'm actually loving the colors of this more than the colors that I had picked out for the one that I made for myself. Also, the one I made for myself is on 14 count off-white Aida, and that one is on 18 count white Aida. So just a little subtle differences. And then all the colors, of course, that I picked were different. And then the Death Square, which is an Instagram favorite. I can't tell if it's a favorite because of the colors or because of the pattern or what, but everybody seems to love this project. And now that you have seen the pictures, here is where we are today. Sorry for the noise. So last time I had showed you anything, I had told you that I had done this, and then I had done up around the outside, but I finished all of the inside and got my 1,000 stitches required for Wipgo on the Death Square. And this has been called again. Did I have this up? I had it sideways. I'm sorry. It was supposed to go this way. So up here. I did down in here and I did up in here, and I still have one little thing missing here. I'm sorry I showed it to you sideways. Apologize. So this was on my Wipgo again, so it's going to get 1,000 more stitches on it this month. And as of right now, I started keeping stats, 46% complete on the Death Square. And that is my oldest whip. I've had that whip for the longest, which is why I'm trying to get it done by the end of the year. Moving into the other thing that was called for Wipgo this coming month of May, we had, let me see here, the Death Square was called but hasn't been finished, which is why it's not filled in yet. And then the other one is the All Souls Band. All Souls Band has to be finished by the end of the year because I put the date or the year on it already. So here's where we were. And here is where I'm starting from on Wipgo. So I got a little bit extra done. You can see like the skulls on the bottom row are coming in. That needle minder was made by me. So because I put 2024 on it, and I could just pick it out and put 2025, but I'd really like to get this finished by the end of the year. So I have it on there. I think it's on there like 6 more times other than when it was just called. So it will get done. This pattern is by Quiltify Design, and the floss is Disintegrate by Night Stalker's Calling. And I'm about 3,000 stitches into it out of 9,000. Oh, almost 10,000. It's 9,900. So whatever the percentage is on that, those of you guys who are good at math, you can tell how far I am. But there's quite a bit of more fabric rolled up on the back. It's going to be a long one. So that is going to get 1,000 more stitches for Wipgo. And that brings us into me telling you that I made a second Wipgo board. And this Wipgo board is a little bit more my speed, let's say. So this is just like ideas. So projects with, right? Projects with black, projects with skulls, projects with whatever, you know? So you've got all of these options. And then for my calls, it was Raven Stitchcraft design. So something by Raven Stitchcraft, because I have a lot of those. And then something with under 6,000 total stitches. The project is less than 6,000 stitches total. So those are the two that I'm going to be working on, along with the Death Square and All Souls Band. I have one new start, but it was a restart. This one is the Witches and Demons Woodcut by Night Spirit Studio. And last time I showed it to you was on my Flosstube #1, where I said that I was gonna UFO it and start over because I hated that Ada. It was on the same Ada as the Nevermind that I showed you. So I've restarted it, and I'm going about it a little bit differently than I was previously. So here is where we are. And this is being worked on 18 count vintage is the name of the color. Ada from Zweigart. And if you can see, I'm doing 1/1 on here instead of the 2 strands on 18 count, because I would still like to have the scratched effect that I was getting on some 25 count that I had showed you guys previously, that I was doing in tent stitch for a different woodcut. This one I decided I did want on this Ada, and I did want to do it full cross. It was getting a little wonky. It was a wonky donkey. And so for this one on the way through, we're gonna go with 1/1, and I'm really enjoying the effect that it's giving. I'm really enjoying it. Again, Needle Minder by me. And we are at 10.5% already on here, 10.5%. They're not that big. And we're working that Shades of Black by Dying for Sass. And so that was my new start. That was my one and only new start. Guys, I have so many projects going right now. I think I have like 23 or 24 whips, which a year ago I was a monogamous stitcher, and now I have 23 whips. And I blame Flosstube for that. I blame all of you guys for my whip pile. Don't apologize. I've loved every freaking minute of it. But you see that, I mean, like, monkey see, monkey want, right? Like, monkey sees that you're doing something awesome. Monkey wants it too. So monkey goes to the internet and spends all of her money, right? That's what happened to me. So I'm just trying to calm myself because I get a little easily overwhelmed. Okay, so that being said, speaking of overwhelming, we are going to go into my whip progress. And the first whip that I have to show you is the one that's the most special, dearest whip that I have right now, and that is Candie. Art by Erin Culpepper, charted by Kat at Whittier Stitches, my sister from another mister. And this one I'm at about 11% on, maybe 12% on now. This is the purple conversion that she only released to me. And here is what we are looking like now. Look at those purples coming in, the grays, the blacks. So this is where I'm at right now. Every time I touch this project, I put 200 or more stitches in it. That's the deal that I made with myself. If I touch it, I put 200 in it or more. I haven't worked on this every single day, but most of the time I'll sit down, I'll put 200 stitches in Candie, and then I'll pick up something else because I really want to make sure that this gets done so that Kat can use it as a test stitch. Photograph, mock-up, once she is selling Candie in the purple conversion. And I'm using the DMC that she requested. And look at these colors so far. Look at these colors so far. So I'm going to be moving into the skin soon. But oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Kat, for allowing me to do a purple goth conversion. Thank you. Thank you. Next whip that got some love. Oh, by the way, for Candie, hashtag unique is beautiful Sal, hashtag curvy Candie Sal, Ko-Fi listing for Candie is on. I was looking at the ceiling again. Ko-Fi for the pattern for Kat will be listed and linked below if you would like to do it. It is a free pattern. but you can give her a donation if you want. Nudge, nudge, you know. But it is a free pattern if you would like to join in with us, and there are several different colors available. This next one is Phlox Box by Ink Circles. And this is where we were. And this is where we are. Haven't done too much on her, but coming in. It's getting there. And those colors, man, it just doesn't show up right on the camera, but they are some gorgeous colors going on in Phlox Box. So I got about another 300 stitches on that, and we're at 10% on Phlox Box. Again, needle minder by me. We're seeing a trend here of replacing all my needle minders with ones that I've made myself. Because I have so many now, I went absolutely nuts. There's a reason we're doing no buy in May. There's a reason, and the reason is that. It's all of that. It's everything. I'm going insane, and I'm taking all of you with me. Oh, next up is Tree of Life number 8. And that is by StitchItPicasso. Why do I always forget who this is by? StitchItPicasso. It is being worked in Sea Glass by Night Stalker's Calling. And this is where we are. Ooh, look at that glare. Okay, so we're at about 900 stitches on this so far, and that's about 40% complete. And yeah, it's moving. It's creeping slowly, but it's moving. Since it's a little one, I want to get it finished fairly quickly just so that I can have another FFO and feel good about myself. Do you guys do that too? Do you guys like start little projects in the middle of all of the big projects that you're working on just so that you can feel like you've done something? I've accomplished something. Look, I have a finish, guys. I have a finish. And everybody claps. Next whip that got some love is Dancing Witches. We love it. By Raven Stitchcraft. This one is what I am doing for my Raven Stitchcraft project, which works out really well because Marjorie Maid's Pick-a-Whip, her last one was Stitch on Something with No 310 Black. So I stitched on this one for that prompt because it does not have any black. So where we were, this is where we are now. Look at her little friend coming in beside her. She has a hat. She has a face. She is a woman. All right, anyway. So I know that this is Kat's favorite project. It's my favorite project after Candie. So we're going to see a lot more movement on these lovely ladies coming up. The floss is Morticia by Night Stalker's Calling. And the Ada is 18 Count Ada Chance of Rain by the Digi Stitchery, which I love. The Digi Stitchery's Ada is soft, but not too soft, right? I like an Ada that is has a little bit of crunch, like lightly toasted is how I like to describe it, lightly toasted, because it gets, I don't know, I like the way that it stays tighter, it doesn't stretch, and it doesn't, but it's not too crunchy that it chews up my fabric or my fingers. So the Digi Stitchery I just ordered in April. Don't worry, it wasn't in the past 4 days. I've already received it. I ordered a little bit of fabric from them that I put into my stash, and yeah, they have sales on some misdyeds, sometimes like $8 for a random piece of misdyed, which you guys should probably hop on when next time that they post about it. You can follow them on Instagram and they'll tell you when they're going to do that stuff. Otherwise, the Digi Stitchery on Etsy can hook you up with some lightly toasted Ada if you're interested. They also have linen and other things too. So my Dancing Witches, I have 1,900 stitches in, and it's at 9% complete right now. So those are my ladies. And I think that's all. That's everything that I touched since I last recorded a video for you guys. What I'm going to tell you is, moving forward in time, I am going to go to recording every 3 weeks, because every 2 weeks I feel like I just don't have that much to show you since I'm slow. However, speaking of being slow, guys, I have 405 subscribers on my channel. Last I checked before I went live. I could have lost some. I could have gained some. I don't know. But that is insane. That's like averaging, because this is what, my 4th video, but it's my 3rd Flosstube. So that's what, averaging 100 viewers per video. And this video hasn't been posted yet. So guys, I am just completely overwhelmed with the amount of support and love. And I love the people who are shouting me out as well. Thank you so much. The fact that anybody wants to sit around and look at this while I show you my junk, like, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate you so much. I really do. And I love you. And speaking of loving you guys, I have my very first Stitchy Kindness. I have my very first. So this was sent to me by Beck from Beck's Bin. She was formerly Whisker City Stitcher, but she changed her shop name and her YouTube channel name. I don't know if she has a shop. She's changed her name on Instagram and on YouTube to Beck's Bin. So she's Beck's Bin now. But she is great. And I shouted her out on a previous video. But she knows how much I love octopus. And so she sent me a little needle minder. Isn't it cute? Look at how cute. It's an octopus. It was so sweet, so kind. Thank you so much, Beck. I'm going to use this immediately. I absolutely love octopuses. Thank you. Thank you so much. Also, speaking of Stitchy Kindness, I have sold some octopus of mine. I've sold some. You guys specifically from Flosstube have gone over and purchased. I'm not going to say who they are. You know who you are, and I love you so much. Thank you. But now I'm going to have to like run along and make a couple more and toss them up on the site. So thank you for encouraging me with your orders to take a stitchy break. So thank you for that. A slight little bit of haul. I probably could have shown you what I got from the Digi Stitchery, but I didn't. Sorry. When I start doing projects on it, I will show it to you then. But I did get beads and Krynic for Candie, because Candie has a lot of firsts involved in her for me. I've never done half stitches before, and now I'm doing half stitches. I've never worked with any specialty threads, and now I have Krynic, and I've never done any beading, and so now I have beads. Can you tell I've never done a fancy lady before? So I did get some, and I did, with Kat's permission, I did change some of the colors. So I've got some black and white and black and white. And I've got some metallic Krynic black. And then I got some purple. Some like mixed purplies. So we're going to see how they go. We're going to see how they go. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Any tips and tricks for beading or working with Krynic? Because I've heard that it can be difficult to work with Krynic. So Emma Bobbins just did a mermaid with a whole bunch of metallic threads, which was gorgeous. I shouted Emma Bobbins out on my last video. So she might have some news for me on the Krynic front that might assist my process. But if anybody else does, I would love to hear about it. Moving on, as far as premonitions are concerned, the only premonitions that I really have right now are getting my Wipgo projects done and possibly starting a round robin project. If you guys are interested in doing that with me, please definitely leave a comment down there and just say, you know, that you're interested in doing a gothy spooky witchy round robin, because I would need to pick a pattern. We would all have to decide on a pattern, and I would need to know how many people are involved to see how many pieces that we need to split it up to. So that's really all I have for my premonitions. Also, oh wait, I lied to you. I'm going to be starting the Deadly Aquarium sale. I know I'm a little bit late. I've had it kitted up since before the frame dropped, but I'm actually going to stitch the frame. So that's, there's a premonition for you. I'm actually going to work on the frame. So I had said in my last video, Flosstube number 2, that once I get to 500 subscribers, I am going to do a giveaway. Well, I am going to do it now because 400 is just blowing my mind, and I love you guys so much. So I want to give back to you guys. In my very first Flosstube video, I had said that there were 4 needle minders, excuse me, there were 4 needle minders that I had purchased from a company, and I purchased 2 sets of the same 4 needle minders. So I'm going to be giving 2 of those away. And here they are. So these are the 2 needle minders that I will be giving away. The magnets on them are huge and strong. Look at that. Look at the size of those as I throw them on the floor. Anyway, let me get them for you. Oh, help me. Okay. So I will ship these anywhere. I don't care what country you're in, as long as you're allowed to receive packages from the United States of America. I will send them to you. If you would like the skull, type in skull, the word skull. If you would like the planet, type in the word space. So space and skull. Do not type the word giveaway. Do not talk about anything being given away. Just type the word skull or the word space. That's it. If you want to enter the giveaway for both of them, you can type both. If you want to be extra sassy, you can try and use them in a sentence. Like the size of space blows my skull. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Just get creative, okay? All right, so go ahead and do that. And I will pull winners before my next Flosstube, which will be in 3 weeks. So you have 3 weeks to enter. And then the day before I film my next video is when I'm going to go ahead and pull the winners on that. So you have extra time. And you can tell your friends about me if you think that they would enjoy my channel and if you think that they would like a free needle minder from me. Or a chance at one, right? Next, we're going to go into my media moment. And for my media moment, it has to deal with my tattoos. So you guys may have seen some of my tattoos popping up when I am showing you guys some things, right? Well, all of these are from a graphic novel comic book called Lenore by Roman Dirge. And you should be seeing some examples of Lenore, because I like to make future Kat's job as difficult as possible. Love you, by the way. And this comic book I found when I was like 14 years old. I don't know how. I think it was at Hot Topic. I don't know. But I was like 14 years old. I read it. I loved it. I was like, how did I never know that this existed? So Lenore, she's like a spooky little dead girl, right? She died, unfortunately, like over 100 years ago. And for some reason, she came back to life. And she has little friends. She has a vampire friend that is trapped in a doll. Super fun. Taxidermy dude. he's really funny. His name is Taxidermy, but he is taxidermied, but he's like a conglomeration between a couple different animals. He's fun. Anyway, if you've never heard of Lenore, I highly suggest that you check online. They even made a show out of it at one point, which I never watched. But yeah, so Lenore, the Cute Little Dead Girl by Roman Dirge. That's my media moment for you. I paid to get a full sleeve. She goes all the way up, ladies and gentlemen, and all the way around. So just different, that's her little vampire friend right there, drinking blood out of a blood bag. Mr. Chippy, this little dude who wakes up as a taxidermy. He is a taxidermy, and he wakes up and he's like, where are my legs? Dear God, where are my legs? I'm sorry. I'm a child. I'm a child. Guys, that's all I got for you. I'll see you in 3 weeks, and hopefully I'll have more for you in 3 weeks. I love you. You are the only one who can be you. So go out there and be the best you that you can. I'll see you in the next one.